All paws on deck as Ryder and the crew set sail in Paw Patrol Live, the great pirate adventure presented by Pedigree. For more information, you can go to PawPatrolLive.com. Playing Broward Center for the Performing Arts July 28th and 29th. Tickets at PawPatrolLive.com.
Better pizza doesn't start with luck. It starts with our ingredients. At Papa John's, that means slapping our hand-tossed dough just right, every time. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for $7.77 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Imagine being the one who shows a new mother her baby for the first time. Imagine doctors relying on your images to diagnose and treat patients. This could be your reality, and Kaiser University can give you the education you need to become a sonographer. As a sonographer, you are an important and respected member of a healthcare team in a hospital or imaging center.
Call Kaiser University, and let's get started today.
We'll have you smiling again. Ferber Dental Group.
Don't be left out of life any longer. If you're struggling with dentures or think you need to lose all of your teeth, don't worry. Ferber Dental can give you your comfort and confidence back. We can make you teeth that literally snap down. No more messy pastes, floating dentures, or the roof of your mouth being covered. We've helped thousands like you, and we can make it affordable and fit into your budget and busy schedule. So call the Ferber Dental Group today. We'll have you smiling again.
My day starts well before I'm in the kitchen. I need my blood sugar to stay in control.
I need to shave my A1C.
Weekends are my time. I need an insulin that fits my schedule.
Traceba ready.
Traceba is used to control high blood sugar in adults with diabetes. Don't use Traceba to treat diabetic ketoacidosis during episodes of low blood sugar or if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Don't share needles or insulin pens. Don't reuse needles. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause dizziness, sweating, confusion, and headache. Check your blood sugar. Low blood sugar can be serious and may be life-threatening. Injection site reactions may occur. Tell your prescriber about all medicines you take and all your medical conditions. Taking TZDs with insulins like Traceba may cause serious side effects like heart failure. Your insulin dose shouldn't be changed without asking your prescriber. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, fast heartbeat, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion. Ask your healthcare provider if you're Traceba ready. Covered by most insurance and Medicare plans.
Traceba ready.
Finding the perfect home starts with RE/MAX.com. Featuring 5 million bedrooms, 4 million bathrooms, plus every detail ever. Find the listings you love and the agents who can get them at RE/MAX.com. That's the sign of a RE/MAX agent.
All paws on deck as Ryder and the crew set sail in Paw Patrol Live, the great pirate adventure presented by Pedigree. For more information, you can go to PawPatrolLive.com. Playing Broward Center for the Performing Arts July 28th and 29th. Tickets at PawPatrolLive.com.
Welcome back. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle in Ireland right now on their first official overseas trip as a married couple. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex visiting President Michael D. Higgins and touring the residence with Higgins' wife and dogs. They'll also visit the Famine Memorial and the Irish Emigration Museum.
And caught on camera here the moment actor George Clooney was sent flying through the air after a car pulled out right in front of his scooter.
It is violent when you see this. Janine Stanwood joins us from the video port with the video.
And Cavalry, we first told you about this accident yesterday, but now we're seeing the video and the moment of impact, and you can see George Clooney flying in the air. Amazingly, he's expected to be okay.
This is the moment A-list actor George Clooney faces a potentially deadly collision, colliding head-on with a station wagon. In this video obtained by Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera, the Oscar winner, who was reportedly traveling nearly 65 miles an hour on his Yamaha scooter, is flung off his bike and into the air after crashing into this Mercedes station wagon.
Police said that allegedly the driver cut off George Clooney and he wasn't respecting the actor's right of way, and George got knocked off his scooter.
Clooney thrown over the front of his bike, his head directly hitting the car's windshield, leaving behind this broken cobweb of glass, before then landing on the pavement. Bystanders rushing in to help. Clooney, seen here being treated at the scene, was taken by the ambulance to a local hospital, his wife Amal rushing to his side.
George had to spend a few hours in the hospital. He definitely had some scrapes and bruises, but he also suffered some trauma to his pelvis, so he has to continue getting checked out in the next few weeks.
The driver of the car telling the paper, "I had the sun in my eyes. I didn't see anything. I just heard a thud." The Oscar winner, who just got married in Italy in 2014 and has a house in Lake Como, is in Sardinia filming the Hulu miniseries Catch-22. He was on his way to set when that accident happened.
And the actor and his wife, along with their one-year-old twins, they've been making the most of their time in Italy. In fact, his parents have recently visited him. He says he's going to continue shooting that miniseries, but you heard, Calvin Laurie, he definitely has some doctor's appointments that he's going to have to go to in the next few weeks.
Yeah, stay off the scooters. Yeah, this is important.
Yikes. Good thing he had a helmet on. All right, well, right now, let's take a live look from our Miami tower cam. I mean, it can just get stormy today and fast. I got caught right in it.
Did you really?
Oh, it was like a monsoon.
Yeah.
And I mean, and the lightning, and I was stuck outside, and it was bad.
Summer storms, no joke. Betty Davis here now to explain. Betty.
Hey guys, 77 rain-cool degrees out at MIA. Winds for the moment from the north-northeast at 12 miles per hour, and there are still some scattered showers and thunderstorms out there, including in Broward County, where we're finding storms sort of lining up as we check things out near the Sawgrass Expressway and zooming in a little closer between the Sawgrass Expressway and 441. So Coral Springs down towards Sunrise. Thunderstorms starting to develop here. It appears these may build a bit more back toward the west. We'll be keeping an eye on them. At this point, not severe, but any lightning in the area, you do not want to play with that. And of course, the torrential rains, you probably don't want to have to get out and drive around in it. Around Davie and Cooper City, still finding some rain activity here, although the lightning in that area right on top of it has diminished a bit. This is what's left of a thunderstorm that was rocking Doral and Hialeah about 30 minutes ago to an hour ago. We're still finding some heavy rainfall. Miami, just west of Miami, extending back down toward, I'll say, Coral Gables, and also the lightning is still going here. So this one's still making some noise even around Miami International Airport. We've been tracking it as it's been dropping southward and sort of building down toward the south as well. Other than that, here's the forecast plan for the rest of the afternoon. Between now and 6 p.m., we are going to have those scattered thunderstorms. Even around 8 o'clock this evening, we won't rule out having 1 or 2 storms around. Elsewhere, just some clouds sort of hanging on. Here's the weather setup we're looking at right now on the satellite and radar imagery, and the 2 big features that are standing out. Chris, which is off, of course, the mid-Atlantic coast and pulling farther away, heading out toward the northeast over the Atlantic. And then, of course, there is this area of disorganized showers and rainstorm activity over the Bahamas. This is what's left of Beryl, and some of the moisture on the tail end of this is going to sneak in our direction come tomorrow as Beryl moves north or northeast over the western Atlantic. So we'll track what's left of Beryl, see if it tries to reorganize. But the bottom line for us, it simply adds a bit more moisture for us to play with on Thursday for our showers and thunderstorms. And at times, kind of like today, the rains that do develop will be on the heavy side. And then on Friday, the available moisture drops off a bit, so we'll expect to see fewer storms. We're not saying there won't be one storm, a storm at all on Friday, just fewer storms in the forecast. And that's reflected in the rain chance. We'll go 50% for tomorrow and then bring it down to 30% for Friday and Saturday, and plenty hot. Lori?
Okay, we're warned, Betty. Thank you. And look at this crash course on the New Jersey Turnpike after a charter bus and a truck collide. The bus appears to have rear-ended a big rig. Passengers you see here, they were on that bus. They were treated by medics, but there were no reports of any serious injuries, even though some people were seen on stretchers. They're still looking into what caused this huge mess on the Jersey Turnpike.
We have a safety alert to tell you about today after a man was accused of raping a teenager at a supermarket.
Coming your way today, what investigators want you to know about the disturbing case.
And at 4:30, what officials are now saying that triggered the deadly explosion in the Midwest that killed a firefighter.
I'm Will Mansell. The revenge of Christian Yelich, how the former Marlin is causing problems for his old team. Next in sports.
Hour-by-hour forecasts with Chief Certified Meteorologist Betty Davis. Only on Local 10 News, your weather authority.
What are these? My eye lab. I got 2 pair and a free eye exam.
At My Eye Lab, get 2 pair for $59.95 plus a free eye exam.
With iSofa from Rooms To Go, your dream sofa is only 3 steps away. 1, pick any style you want, like that, or even that. 2, choose the color. And don't go with the one you like. Go with the one you love. 3, pick the pillows that say this beautiful sofa is officially mine. iSofa. Design your perfect sofa and get it in days. It's the style, value, and comfort you've been looking for at Rooms To Go.
Thanks for the ride along, Captain. I've never been in one of these before, even though Geico is... Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You got cut off there. What were you saying? Oh, no. Maybe the Geico's been proudly serving the military for over 75 years? Is that what you wanted to say? I have to say, you seem a lot chattier on TV.
Geico, proudly serving the military for over 75 years.
You okay back there, buddy?
Hi, I'm attorney Jordan Kirby from Rubenstein Law, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 4, referral services are not lawyers. These referral services make money by directing your case to a lawyer and a clinic. Often, the clinics are owned by related companies. Are they picking the best attorneys or the ones who pay to join? You don't know these people, so why are you putting your case in their hands? Pick a lawyer by reputation and results.
For more of these rules, go to rubensteinlaw.com.
I went to my eye lab like you asked.
They're beautiful. And you got 2 pair?
And a free eye exam.
I'll be right back.
At My Eye Lab, get 2 pair for $59.95, plus a free eye exam.
The streets I grew up on are now the streets I get to ask the tough questions on.
How come you won't stop and talk to us?
We all have a common bond. We all call South Florida home. It all started with my very first article in the school newspaper here at NMB. To the house my parents still live in. I'm still hanging out with my best friends from Highland Oaks Elementary. South Florida isn't just a stop on this quick journey through life. It's home. We are Local 10 News.
Summer's calling. The 2018 Cadillacs are ready to move. Our best offers on 2018 models are here. Join us for the Made to Move sales event. Current GM lessees get this low mileage lease on this 2018 Cadillac Escalade from around $879 per month.
I'm Paul. Give me a call. Paul Baines Roofing, 981-ROOF. PaulBainesRoofing.com.
And now, Local 10 Sports with Will Manso.
Half of the World Cup final is set with France in, but right now England and Croatia are playing in the other semifinal. Moments ago, Croatia took a 2-1 lead in extra time. Now, because of FIFA rules, we can't show you highlights of this game until 6 o'clock, but we'll do that then. Meanwhile, Marlins will be doing this tonight. They'll be looking to take their series against the Milwaukee Brewers out at the ballpark. Christian Yelich has been on fire for the first 2 games of the series. Last night he had 3 hits, drove in 4 runs as the Brewers beat the Marlins 8-4. And former Marlin taking it to his old team. First pitch from Marlins Park tonight is just after 7 o'clock. Roger Federer entered today's match at Wimbledon against Kevin Anderson, 262-2 in Grand Slam matches where he won the first 2 sets. Well, today he lost. Federer came to within 1 point of a straight sets win, but Anderson came back to shock Federer, knocking him out in 5 sets. Just the 3rd time ever that Federer has blown a 2-set lead at a Grand Slam. Melo watch continues the Miami Heat. We know that Miami has spoken to the All-Star at Summer League in Vegas. Carmelo Anthony has also spoken with the Houston Rockets. Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra reportedly has an interest in using Anthony on the roster, so now we will wait and see what the next move will be. First step for the Oklahoma City Thunder is to either buy him out or trade him. It would be a key acquisition if the Heat can somehow pull it off. And that is a look at sports.
Okay, fingers crossed. Hope we get him.
And that'll do it for us today at 4 o'clock.
Let's check it out with Janine with what she's working on for you at the bottom of the hour.
Calvin, Lori, thanks so much. Here's what's coming up all new at 4:30. A man accused of raping a teenager in a supermarket bathroom. We're live with the latest on this shocking case. And we have the latest out of Wisconsin where an explosion killed a firefighter and triggered evacuations. And soccer superstar David Beckham is in South Florida to talk about his MLS Stadium plans and to take in England's big World Cup semifinal match. Those stories and more when I join Calvin for Local 10 News at 4:30.
A big sale is waiting for you at Gus Machado Ford. Don't miss out.
Better people
pizza doesn't start with luck. It starts with our ingredients. At Papa John's, that means slapping our hand-tossed dough just right, every time. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for $7.77 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
There are dozens of marine biologists in Florida learning the language of dolphins. You think that's amazing? The Florida Lottery has awarded over 775,000 Bright Future scholarships to help students like Carly McGregor achieve their dreams. See Carly's story and others at flalottery.com/brightfutures.
Are you one of the millions of Americans who suffer from psoriasis? A new research study is currently underway testing an oral investigational medication for moderate to severe psoriasis. Adults must have moderate to severe psoriasis, which looks like raised red patches covered with a silvery white buildup of dead skin cells, or scale. Qualified participants will receive all study-related medical care and study medication at no cost. Call 1-877-775-3102 or log on to psoriasisresearchstudy.com.
The journey I set out on 30 years ago rings loud in courts around the country every single day. For the people, not the powerful. And in our journey for justice, we've assembled an army of over 2,000 support staff and more than 400 lawyers in 50 offices nationwide. Sometimes in some of our more special cases, I handpicked the greatest investigator I know to join the team. Emma is for the people too. Morgan & Morgan.
It's not if a hurricane will hit, but when. Hurricanes like Wilma and Irma taught us that the best way to protect your home and family is with Impact Windows. Trust the experts in Impact Windows and Doors. Florida Home Improvement Associates. Call before the next storm hits. 754-200-4000. For a limited time, we have over $200,000 in discounts and rebates. Call now. 754-200-4000. The rebates and discounts are going fast. Call 754-200-4000.
Better pizza doesn't start with luck. It starts with our ingredients. At Papa John's, that means slapping our hand-tossed dough just right, every time. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas for $7.77 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Local 10 News starts right now.
And good afternoon. We have a safety alert to tell you about today after police arrest a man accused of abusing a girl in a Publix supermarket.
Local 10's Roy Ramos joins us live now from Hollywood with the latest on this investigation. Roy.
Janine and Calvin, I just went through the lengthy arrest report. In it, it states that this victim was raped multiple times by that suspect, once in front of the victim's 15-year-old brother and a friend, another time right here at this Publix inside of a family restroom. But we now know that suspect is behind bars.
You are looking at the mugshot of 28-year-old Leandro Mladzi-Jwiski. Leandro faced a Broward County judge after being arrested by Hollywood police who said he raped a 17-year-old girl inside the family restroom of this Hollywood Publix Saturday. Detectives said as the suspect tried to videotape the act with his cell phone, the victim quickly ran out but was told to act normal by the suspect as they left the store. Police said he then drove the victim and 2 other teens to North Beach Park near A1A and Sheridan Street, where he attempted to have sex with her in a wooded area before she became upset, and the suspect then drove them all home. According to the arrest report we obtained, this wasn't the first time the young girl was abused against her will, police say. Late last month, police learned Leandro drove the victim, another 15-year-old girl, and the victim's 15-year-old brother to the 700 block of North South Lake Drive. There, they said Leandro forced himself on the girl in the presence of her brother and the other girl.
And the victim was 16 years old when the abuse started. She was also taken advantage of when she was 17. For that reason, Leandro now faces 2 counts of sexual battery on a minor and 2 counts of lewd and lascivious exhibition involving a victim under the age of 16 years old. Now, when he faced that judge earlier today, he did face multiple charges, but he is now being held on no bond. Here in Hollywood, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Roy, thank you.
And now to the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas massacre as officials look into communication problems on the day of the shooting.
Local 10's Carlos Suarez joins us live now from Sunrise with this story. Carlos.
The commission looked into the 911 calls that were made the day of the massacre, and they also analyzed how law enforcement interacted with each other. The county's 911 system and a perceived breakdown in communications between law enforcement the day of the massacre was the focus of the meeting in Sunrise on Wednesday.
Any decision made on these types of issues should be made on how to best serve the citizens. And again, I'm not directing this at you, I'm directing this at the politicians who decided that this approach is the best approach.
The Stoneman Douglas Public Safety Commission analyzed Broward's use of a countywide dispatch system and one in Plantation and Coral Springs.
And our phone system was actually upgraded the morning of the massacre. So the files are very, I'll just say, commingled.
The day of the massacre, some 911 calls made in Parkland were routed to Coral Springs before being transferred to the county. As a result, some calls never made it to BSO, whose deputies responded to the school.
If they get on the same system and they were under one roof, it would eliminate that, but still allow Coral Springs and Plantation to have the autonomy of dispatching their own officers.
Coral Springs deputy police chief said having their own system comes down to efficiency and a, quote, hometown feel to how calls are handled.
After 5 months, they haven't done an accounting of figuring out how many calls were transferred to BSO. I know what the answer is, but I want them to admit it to me. It's unacceptable.
The deputy chief said he hopes to have a final breakdown of all of the calls that they handled and transferred into the countywide system sometime next week. Now, the commission will take up the gunman's mental health records and the behavioral records at a closed session tomorrow. We're live in Sunrise. I'm Carlos Suarez, Local 10 News.
Okay, Carlos, thanks a lot.
We want to check back in with your weather authority.
Our chief certified meteorologist Betty Davis here now with a look at the rain today hitting parts of South Florida. Betty?
Good afternoon in Broward County. Coral Springs, some noise out there as the rain is pounding the pavement, and also the rumbles of thunder as we're finding the flashes of lightning. So this is the scene right now as we track this thunderstorm that has set up over Coral Springs and Sunrise. A tamarack involved in some of this too. Those cores of red let us know this is indeed a thunderstorm that is dumping on the Sawgrass Expressway and just east of the Sawgrass Expressway. So rainfall rates right at the core, topping 2 inches per hour. I'll keep an eye on this to see how long it sits over this particular area. I would say stick inside for the next 30 minutes. It may build more back off toward the west, eventually getting away from the Sawgrass Expressway, which would be good news if it gets out of your hair. I'll meet you back here in a few minutes with a lot more on the forecast as we look ahead to tomorrow. Janine?
Okay, Betty, thank you. And now to that algae emergency that's affecting 7 counties in Florida. The algae bloom in Lake Okeechobee is sending toxic green slime downstream. Army engineers normally reduce the flow of water from Lake Okeechobee, which is believed to be the source of the spread, but it hasn't been done since last month. And people living in those areas, they're worried about what might happen when those releases continue.
My husband and I are seriously thinking about moving in a year before it gets any worse.
Well, in the meantime, Governor Rick Scott has declared a state of emergency in those affected areas that allows them to store more water south of Lake Okeechobee, preventing that spillover and preventing any more of those releases.
And now to a one and only exclusive today. Another person has been recorded while clinging to the hood of a speeding car. Check that out, just 2 weeks after a similar incident. Cell phone video captured the moments a man is seen riding on the hood of this Nissan Maxima at speeds of more than 65 miles an hour. The man who recorded this video says he was driving southbound when he saw the commotion as the car approached Interstate 395. Troopers say they did get calls about what happened, but no one was able to catch a license plate number. You may recall this one too, a similar situation last month where another man held onto the hood of a car, reaching speeds of more than 70 miles an hour.
A tow truck driver needing some help of his own after losing control and ending up on top of a concrete barrier wall on I-595. This was the scene that shut down a stretch of the westbound lanes in Fort Lauderdale for a couple of hours last night. Troopers say the driver walked away with minor injuries.
Your time is now 4:35. We're still watching 2 incidents in Miami-Dade County.
So let's check in with Janice Fernandez with a look at those delays.
Yeah, let's start with I-95. There's this broken down car. You could see it right here. This is as you're heading northbound right around the Airport Expressway. So that broken down car is blocking a left lane. So do expect a bit of that stop and go traffic as you are approaching the Airport Expressway. Zooming on in a bit closer, you can see I-95 where those delays start. It looks like they start right as you pass that broken down car. Speeds coming in at around 29 miles per hour. Also seeing some pretty heavy delays on the Airport Expressway. This says you're heading westbound right at Northwest 27th Avenue. There is a left lane blocked and a whole lot of red as you're heading westbound, with speeds coming in 10 miles per hour. Janine?
Janice, thanks. It's all come down to this. After almost a month of soccer matches, the World Cup is this Sunday.
And while England is still clinging to hope today, trying to fight to face off France, one of the most famous English soccer players of all time, David Beckham, is in South Florida now to watch today's semifinal while he works to finalize his MLS Miami plans. Now, the second best looking guy in Miami is joining us live now with much more on Beckham. Let's send it out to Clay.
Calvin, that must mean that David Beckham is third, right? Because you're number one. We all know that, right? But we're actually at Wharf, Miami. It's raining out here, guys, but it doesn't matter. Look at everybody. People are biting their nails. They are glued to the screen as this match between England and Croatia is in extra time. I mentioned people are biting their nails. You know who else is biting his nails right now? Inside there is David Beckham. He is nervous as all get out. He is biting his nails, and not even about tomorrow's big commission meeting. It's all about the game today. The man of the hour, also a man of the people.
I didn't know what he was going to be like, but he told me to come past the security, and I thought that was really sweet.
David Beckham chilling with fans cheering on England. Fans who couldn't get inside, doing whatever they could just to steal a glimpse from outside.
Well, right now all I see is the guys behind, but before he moved, David Beckham was like right there, and I got a 4-minute video and like 8,000 pictures.
While the game itself was exciting, stealing even a brief moment with Beckham was what many fans will remember the most.
It's just so exciting, you don't believe it's real.
Tell me that little girl isn't the cutest thing in the world, guys. How cool is that? All right, well, you see people scattered around here right now. That's because this match is over. Croatia has come back to beat England, so they will take on France for the World Cup title coming up this weekend. We'll have a lot more from out here coming up on Local 10 News at 5 o'clock. And by the way, tomorrow is the big day. We've talked about it for the last few days. We talked about it earlier in the newscast, that big commission meeting that David Beckham is going to be a part of. And people around here understand that there's some controversy surrounding that, of course, with Mel Reese potentially getting knocked out. But as you can imagine, this is a soccer group out here, so people that we've talked to, they're ready to bring soccer here by any means necessary. As I mentioned, we'll have more coming up on Local 10 News at 5. For now, live at Wharf, Miami, I'm Clay Ferrero, Local 10 News.
Yeah, there might be some fireworks tomorrow. Clay, thank you. A University of Miami nursing student speaking to Local 10 about the terrifying moment when she was pulled underwater by a nurse shark. 19-year-old Katerina Zarutsky says she was swimming with those sharks on vacation in the Bahamas. Her boyfriend's father happened to be taking photos at the time and captured the moment one of those sharks clamped down on her wrist and pulled her under.
All of a sudden, I just felt like 15 different people were squeezing on my wrist really, really, really hard. Next thing I knew, I was underwater and I felt this, and then adrenaline just kicks in.
Well, Katerina managed to cover up her wrist and rush to dry land. She says she still has some pain, but otherwise she's okay.
We're now seeing video of the Thai youth soccer team in the hospital as they recover from being stuck in an underground cave. You may remember this story. There they are in the hospital for nearly 3 weeks. They were all wearing protective masks and waved to cameras you see there and family members through protective glass. Some parents were in tears seeing their sons for the first time since they became lost in the vast cave system. A doctor says 3 of the boys are being treated for minor cases of pneumonia, but he predicts most of them will get to go home in about a week. That is truly amazing. We're also learning more about the delicate operation to rescue those boys and their coach. During the roughly 9-hour rescue mission, the boys were underwater for up to 6 hours. Officials say each boy was accompanied underwater by 2 divers with their oxygen tanks for them and guiding them through the murky tunnels. The most dangerous part of that journey was within the first mile, during which they were required to squeeze through a narrow, flooded channel. After that, the boys were then handed over to separate specialist rescue teams who helped them through the remainder of that very dark cave.
You know, they've been requesting like spicy foods and all these different, you know, cuisines because they've been so hungry. But not yet. Not yet. They can't have the spicy basil rice yet.
I have a feeling they're going to be all over that in the weeks to come.
Oh, I think so too.
They have a real appreciation for it.
Can't wait to hear from them. Well, a racist rant caught on camera, and now police are trying to track that man down.
Coming up at 5 o'clock, how people nearby were able to stop him from physically attacking the victim.
And the death toll continues to rise in Japan as heavy rains cause flooding and landslides. What officials are now saying about the rescue effort.
And a deadly operation, an explosion ripping through a Wisconsin town, killing a firefighter and forcing evacuations. We have the latest on the situation in the Midwest.
And in today's HealthCast, we're going to take a look at some helpful tips on how to make running less painful if you're trying to get into shape.
Take Local 10 online with you wherever you're headed. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest social media news and interaction.
This is where families come for help. But we're now ranked almost dead last for health funding, leaving thousands of Floridians on waiting lists, fighting for their lives. I'm Philip Levine, and I'm running for governor to give everyone the health care they need. We will expand Medicaid, end the waiting lists, and unlike the president, we will cover pre-existing conditions. Because no one should go to bed at night fearing they can't afford to wake up.
Philip Levine for governor.
Can world-renowned artist Red Hongyi use the Chase mobile app to pay practically anyone at any bank, all while creating a masterpiece made of tea leaves? Yes, but this isn't for just anyone. It's for the strongest man in her life.